Hi, happy Sunday. We are talking about everything medical tourism in Split, Croatia. So let's get started.
We're Chris and Steve, an early retired couple who sold everything to travel the world full time. We share our nomad life, hikes, and vegan eats. Grab our book, 2 Carry-Ons and a Plan on Amazon and follow us on social. Subscribe to catch our video every Sunday.
Hi, we're in Split for 6 weeks to take care of some dental needs and also for Chris's foot. So in my situation, my dental needs started a long time ago. I know that I needed a dental implant, and I was told that back in Denver. And I was also told that it was going to cost about $4,000, and that was after my insurance. So I was looking for a lower cost way to do that, and finally took care of that last December when we were in Mexico and we were in Puerto Vallarta. I talked to a dentist and went through a complete evaluation, and we started the procedure. If you know about dental implants, could take a long time. And the first step was to provide a bone graft for me so that I'd have an anchor for the dental implant. In Mexico, at that time, we didn't know where we were going to be going after that. The procedure that he did at that point with the bone graft cost about $700. Which I thought was very reasonable and very trusted that dentist very well. So now, 9 months later, we're in Split, Croatia, and I had done my research here as well to find a good dentist, somebody that was recommended by the expat groups, and somebody that I knew that would provide a reasonable care. And we had a great experience. In this particular dentist, we did full X-rays and really took an evaluation. And what I found out was that the bone graft that I did back in December in Mexico didn't stick. It was gone, and the x-rays showed that there actually needed to completely start over again with another bone graft if I wanted to do a dental implant. And the dentist was very caring, and by the way, spoke great English, so we were able to communicate very well.
And his office was really update and modern, and probably nicer than some of the dentists we've been in the United States. And we did a dental cleaning there too. We got the tops and the bottoms. So the tops were $20 and the bottoms were $20 in order to get clean. And you got an x-ray of your pan 40, whatever, of your x-ray of your mouth, which was how much was that?
Yeah, so the x-ray was about $50, which I thought was really quite reasonable. Mm-hmm. And the total cost to do the implant procedure that we needed to do was for their total implant cost is going to be about $2,100, which compared to the $4,000 in Denver, but the dentist actually recommended to not start all over again with the bone graft to do the implant procedure, but instead to do what's called a 3-unit bridge, which is a much simpler procedure, and the cost of that was going to be under $1,000. Still haven't decided if I want to do that here or if I want to do that in the next step, but the cost for that same thing, again, in the United States, would have been about $5,000. So we're talking about a very reasonable cost and incredible savings and really good quality care.
So back in Puerto Vallarta, you got the first step done, not knowing where your second step was going to be. You got to Split. You realized the first step had failed. Do you think that was because of the dentist, or you think that was you, or what do you think that was?
I don't think it was the dentist. I think it was just not my time to get this bone graft to work, and I could start all over again. But frankly, I'm really kind of over the procedure. It's a pretty invasive procedure to get a dental implant. And for my situation, I think a bridge is going to be something that's going to make me much happier.
Great. So if you want to use our dentist and know what his costs are, take a look at the information in the description. But you were going to ask me why we were in Split in the first place.
I was going to ask you that. Why did we come to Split for 6 weeks in the first place? Not to get our teeth cleaned.
Right. So back to my foot. Again, back in Mexico, I had seen a doctor about foot pain in Mexico. And the moral to the story is a couple of years ago, I had a hairline fracture in my foot and did not get it treated, or couldn't get it treated because you can't really treat hairline fractures. I developed a bump on top of my foot in the healing process, and that bump gets painful whenever I go hiking. So a doctor in Mexico suggested I might need surgery, but she couldn't take care of me at the time. So I knew that we wanted to be in Split for September and thought, well, let's book 6 weeks in Split so I can get surgery on my foot and heal and enjoy the beautiful summer, late fall, early fall.
And you also found a great doctor, didn't you?
Right. So I went on the Expat Split Facebook group and asked people there, and somebody recommended the foot doctor for the national football team, the soccer team here. And I thought, well, if he's good enough for the soccer team, he's good enough for me. So I made an appointment with him, went and saw him. He evaluated my foot, and told me that he believed that because I had no other pain elsewhere in my foot, there was no reason for me to get surgery, because surgery might even produce more pain. There was a 50% chance I would get more pain. So then he recommended that I go get orthotics. By the way, before I left his office, he gave me a cortisone shot in my knee. So when I'll tell you about my knee stuff much later in another video coming up, but the total cost to see the foot doctor and get the cortisone shot was $75. So anyway, we went across the street to the orthotics shop and with my prescription, and I handed the prescription to the lady, and she said, great, stand over there on that machine over there. We're going to do a 360. You're going to put socks on. You're going to do this 360.
Fantastic socks.
Yeah, yellow and green socks with a grid pattern on them. We've got great pictures of Steve putting his socks on. Anyway, and we had to stand on this machine. It was this 360, and this did this 3D image of our feet and our footprint, and then we had to step in a foam foot pad to make an imprint of our foot. So I didn't know how much it was going to cost. I was like, just get me done. I need to get these orthotics. I got to get rid of this pain. And I go to pay. I had on my credit card, and I'm thinking it's going to be a couple $100. $50 later, I had my custom orthotics. So he's like, $50?
I saw that, and I said, oh, I'm into it too. Because I've had foot pain for many years, and I got custom orthotics for my shoes probably about 10, maybe more than 10 years ago. And then since then, I haven't been using the custom orthotics because they were so expensive. Even with insurance, they were over $200 in the US. And so I've been using, from Amazon, really good quality. I mean, they're not the Dr. Scholl's ones that you get in the store. They cost about $25 or $30, from Amazon. And they've been okay for me for a number of years. But I heard, and saw what Chris went through, and I said, sign me up, too.
So he sat down and got all the pictures too. And then about 10 days later, they delivered our custom orthotics. What was fascinating about them was mine looked completely different than Steve's. Mine are different colors and different materials because I have different places on my foot that need hard things and soft things. And then you discovered it was red on your video, and it showed that you had a bone spur or something. And so yours are different materials.
The arches are different. The materials are different. Truly a custom made. And just wearing them for a couple of days, they feel great. So much better than the store-bought orthotics.
So fortunately or unfortunately, I had to get new shoes. So sadly, my Keens have died and gotten retired. I'm very sad to leave my Keens. But I did find a pair of Mephisto sandals. I'll leave a link below for what the shoe and model is. They have a removable footbed. I was able to put my new insert in, and it fits perfectly. And now I'm walking around in my new shoes with my new inserts. I have no foot pain, and actually my knee pain is getting less as well. So I'm not ready to diagnose that knee pain yet, but the foot part is definitely working. So $40 for the mouth, $50 for the foot. And our feet and our head and our feet are in great shape.
So the question is, we made a decision a number of months ago that we were going to come to Split for 6 weeks to take care of some of these medical needs. Do you think that was a good decision?
Absolutely. And because we didn't have to recover from surgery, we were really getting a chance to enjoy Split. So in next week's video, we're going to share with you, we went truffle hunting in Split with truffle dogs and ate truffles in the forest. We're going to tell you all about that in next week's video. Don't forget to subscribe and do your subscribe button, wherever it is. And all you subscribers, thank you for coming back. All you new folks, thanks for being here. Next week, truffles. Talk to you later.